It's very confusing to me. I'm gonna keep it a bean. This character is confusing the fuck out of me. But you know what doesn't confuse the fuck out of me? This headline. I'll allow you to read it while I stand up my table. Ooh, no. Take a shot of water. Let me stand up and talk. So, over the weekend, this wonderful, amazing, probably, I don't know, I'm not playing it, game called Dragon Age the WOKeGauurd dropped. And it's being review bombed by a bunch of what are commonly known as weirdo loser idiots. Why do I say it's being review bombed by a bunch of weirdo loser idiots? Because I seen a tweet. I don't have it saved, but I seen a tweet. Yeah, you're just gonna have to trust me, bro, on this one. You could probably go to the Steam review page and find them still. I'm too lazy to do all that. But I seen a screenshot where people who purchased the game and refunded it only have ever played the game and only have ever had 0.1 hours on the game. We're reviewing it and calling the game trash and woke. Now, I need y'all to understand something. Let's do some quick math. An hour is 60 minutes, right? They played 0.1% of an hour, which is 60 minutes. So, what that would mean that 0.1% of an hour is 10% of 60. Okay? Hold up. Oh, yeah, there you go. 6. So for somebody to play a game on Steam and for them to have played the game for 0.5 hours, that means they played the game for a total of 6 minutes. I seen somebody show a screenshot where a good handful of the reviews on Dragon Age the WOKeGauurd were of people who had 0.1 hours in the game. Excuse me, by the way. In case you're not comprehending or you're not understanding what I'm saying, there are people who played Dragon Age the WOKeGauurd for literally 6 minutes and they just said, yep, it's time to get on Steam and drop my racist ass review. People are sickening. Well, let's read on and see if this game has any better information. Dragon Age the WOKeGauurd has an 84 critic rating and mostly positive player reviews on Steam. Negative user reviews on Metacritic criticize the game's LGBTQ representation. Yeah, so y'all remember that list? That, like, if you go to my channel, that video where I read the list of woke games content creators, content curated list of woke games. This game's going on there, baby. This game's going straight to the red. Because I was watching somebody playing a character creator, and boy, oh boy, as soon as they got to the character creator, guess what I saw? Guess what I noticed? Instead of saying body type, male, female, they had gender, male, female, pronouns, he, him, she, her, non-binary. And I also heard that there's a feature where you can make your character transgender and you get different dialogue options at certain parts in the game because, you know, that's a transgender character. That's not what the average person is going to make character-wise. Review bombing efforts have dropped the game to a 3.3 user rating. Let's read on. Like I said, I always skip the first paragraph and possibly the first couple because that's usually where they stuff a bunch of stuff that I'm going to already say when I summarize the article, and it's usually done for tag stuffing. While Dragon Age the WOKeGauurd has enjoyed a mostly positive reception so far, there are those who genuinely don't like the game, which is fair. If you play a game that other people consider great and you genuinely don't like it, or if you see something in a game that you don't like and you don't play it, that's okay. One thing that always keeps me from playing a game is the length. I've set it up here time and time again. I don't give a fuck how cool the game looks. If your game is over 30 hours, I'm not giving it a chance. Really 15. There are also others who likely haven't even played it yet, have decided to review bomb Dragon Age the WOKeGaurd anyway. Dragon Age the WOKeGaurd's Metacritic page has been flooded with negative user reviews, dropping it to a 3.3 overall, blah 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 blah. Many of the 0-10 reviews criticize the game over its so-called Pixar graphics and woke dialogue. Y'all didn't see it. Woke dialogue. That's what I was talking about with the if you specifically create a transgender character, it gives you certain different voice options, and I'm not sure, but there may be a romance option in the game. Actually, let's look it up. Let's Google it because I'll never play this game, so I'm gonna have to just Google on this one. Does Age the WOKeGaurd There are several romance options in Dragon Age the WOKeGaurd according to the PC Gamer. And I trust this outlet because I source them a lot for articles that I read when I do these videos. So yeah, there are romance options in the game. So I'm guessing, since there's romance options in the game, they probably, at minimum, for shits and giggles, allowed you to pick anything on the sexuality spectrum. So they probably let you be a whore in the game and fuck everything moving. Meaning, in case you couldn't tell, meaning that there's LGBTQAI plus options. Meaning you can make your character gay, pansexual, you can make your character gay, lesbian, pansexual, bisexual, whatever the fuck, beastie sexual, because I know not everything is the same species in that game. So they probably let you fuck whatever you want that's moving. You know these niggas don't like that. That's how they breathe in whenever they boot up the game. Instead of booting up the game and just doing what the fuck they want to do, they're worried about what the fuck you can do. Like, why are you mad about an option that you was never gonna use in the game? Like, for example, me, whenever I play a game, I don't necessarily want to see two men kiss when I'm playing a game. Do I go around the world going, "Ah, everything is gay and won't get you"? Ah! No, I just don't pick the fucking option. It's that simple. If you don't want to see two dudes kiss, why are you playing a game where two dudes could potentially kiss? Just don't play the fucking game and shut the fuck up and go play a game you want to play. Like, for example, when it comes to me not liking long games, like, yes, I have video essays where I talk about it and stuff like that, but I don't sit here and be unfair to long games. Like, for example, I will never in my motherfucking natural God-given life play Persona 5. I'm not gonna sit here and lie and say that Persona 5 is a shit game just because it's not for me. No, Persona 5 is a good game. If you like Persona 5, there's absolutely nothing wrong with you. I will just, as I said, never in my natural God-given lifespan play Persona. I don't give a fuck. I don't care. I don't want to play a game that's 300 million trillion billion hours long. And that's not a harmful viewpoint to anybody. That's a viewpoint where it's like, you know what? That's an opinion and a viewpoint based off of actual logistical things, such as the game and the gameplay and how much time you have in your day and in your life and your taste in games. That's okay. And I'll go so far even to say, if you don't like games that are gay and woke, that's okay. That's fine. Shut the fuck up until somebody asks and don't play the game. Simple. Like I said, I've always been of the viewpoint, I don't give a fuck if you're racist. As long as you're not that dude pouring gasoline on a wooden stake and throwing it and putting it in the grass on a black person's lawn. Whatever, nigga. Believe what you want. Believe what you want. You believe white people are superior, that's fine. As long as you're not trying to round up non-white people and fucking tell them they're not superior and do weird shit. I really don't give a fuck. One scene in the game shows how characters react when someone is misgendered. Because why did you put a period if you were just gonna put because, you dipshit? Oh my god. Sometimes I read these and I look at the sentence structuring and be like, yo, who the fuck wrote this? This is something you learn not to do in the 3rd grade, god damn it. Misgendered. Because of these elements, various negative reviews accuse the game of pushing a political agenda, which is, like I said, mostly just homophobic niggas saying, ew, men kissing in this game must be pushing the gay agenda. Which, by the way, if you believe in the gay agenda, please get the fuck off my channel. With someone going as far as to accuse BioWare of ruining Dragon Age. Let me look up something, because a lot of these niggas that say this shit just sit there with rose-tinted lenses and pretend that games of the past were fucking perfect, when games of the past be having the same fucking flaws. So let's look this up. Dragon Age games with romance option. You can have romance options in Dragon Age Inquisition. Okay, well, let's go with that, because that's the last one, if I'm not mistaken. Are there same-sex romance options in Dragon Age Inquisition? The Dragon Age Inquisition games have always had multiple romance options, but Inquisition went all out with its choices and made an effort not to be heteronormative, giving female characters female choices as well as male, and vice versa. So, what does that tell you? Oh wait, actually, are there same sex? There are 2 bisexual romances, a male-only gay romance, a female-only gay romance, and 4 heterosexual romance options. So let's go back. Let's go back about that again. They're ruining Dragon Age. The last Dragon Age game, Inquisition, has, as we just read on Google, I'm looking all this up off the dome in 5 seconds off of fucking Google. The last one has, wait, Control-Shift-T. Let's read it verbatim. The last one, the last Dragon Age game that y'all claim is fucking the last game that y'all claim is the old Dragon Age, is great Dragon Age, the Dragon Age that's unruined, had 2 bisexual romances, a male-only gay romance. So that means they had a romance option that you could only get if your character is a homosexual male. A female-only gay romance, so the same thing, but only if your character is lesbian. And then 4 heterosexual romances. How are they ruining the game when they previously gave you this option? And even if this was something new to WOKeGaurd, I was gonna say, all you niggas like Mass Effect. Mass Effect is one of the most beloved gaming franchises to ever exist in history. Guess what? All you niggas still like that game. And there are multiple, and in that game you could be a complete slut. You could have sex with everything moving. You could be a goddamn hoe in that game. And you could have multiple romances going at the same time. You could be as sexually liberated as you want to be in that game. So let's keep going. Now, it's highly likely that many of the negative user reviews come from people who did not even bother to play Dragon Age of WOKeGaurd, which, like I said earlier, didn't, before issuing their score. There are also those who left negative reviews that did play the game and didn't like it for whatever reason, whether that be the combat changes and blah blah blah. There's no reliable way to differentiate, yes there is, how stupid their fucking review is. Also, Steam has a built-in system where whenever people leave reviews for games, you can look at the how long they played the game and how long ago they played the game, left the reviews, certain stuff like that. If they bought the game, if they refunded the game, if they played the game since they've left the review, Steam gives you all of those stats right there in their review, and they have a comment section where people can comment on those reviews and say, hey, this guy's a fucking dipshit, I played the game, this whatever they're saying is untrue. Or there could be people co-signing saying, yeah, I've played the game and I genuinely like this game, but this is a legitimate problem. So with Steam, yes they do, they have a built-in system where you could check that. And on Metacritic, that's not the case, and Metacritic doesn't have a built-in system to check that. What does that tell you? On the flip side, there may also be people leaving 10 out of 10 that didn't play the game either. There's really no reliable, oh wait, I read that already, and that's the end. Just to show you what I'm talking about, let's go to Steam and let's go to Dragon Age the WOKegaurd. Actually, I don't want to boot up real Steam. Steam, Dragon Age. Let's look at some of these negative reviews. Yeah, I was born 2000, whatever the fuck. Just let me view the page, bitch. Where's the reviews at? Cut that shit off. There we go. Let's see, positive, your language, review type, negative. Alright, this person has 41 hours on record. So they probably actually played the game. 34 hours on the game. They probably actually played it. I beat the game. Actually, wait. Let me sort it to show you what I was talking about. Playtime. No, god damn it. So I could show you what I was talking about. No. Product refunded. Look up ending and you'll know why this is the worst DA game. I'm sorry, but I was willing to overlook some of the lore and poor writing. Okay, actual review. Ooh, what's Steam up here? Deleted reviews. 0.8. There we go. Didn't take long. Read more. Let's read this. Don't buy this woke bullshit. If breast removal scars are more important than solid character dialogue, and the old titles, there were always those elements and they felt natural and not forced. Let's see if he explains why, or if it's the real reason we know. I just didn't notice it before, or I wasn't on my agenda, so I'm just gonna say back in Ye Olden it was better, when the whole time it was the same shit in Ye Olden, and then Ye Olden they said Ye Olden, and then before Ye Olden they said Ye Olden. It's like, bro, because like I always say, these type of people, they love to pretend that before this year, people of other groups didn't exist. They like to pretend that before 2024, there was no gay people, there was no black people, there was no disabled people, there was no transgender people, that all that shit just started happening this year, 2024. Like I said, historically, they pretend that the only people that ever existed are white men and the white women that they like to sexualize, nothing else. But this one, no thanks. Feels more like a HR culture training now. I'd rather play Origins the 10th time or spend my money on Space Marine 2. Or is that a Dragon Age game? Let's see. Dragon Age Romance. Romance, Dragon Age, wardens of any gender and race can pursue a romance. There are 4 companions who could be romance. Hold on a second. Damn, do I have any tissue over here? Yes. There we go. We're chilling. Let's see. In the second game of the series, Dragon Age 2, regardless of the gender player character halt, the player can romance 4 out of 5 possible characters. Okay. I just had an inkling. I just had an inch. So you're crying about breast removal scars and LGBT options in this game when the game you said that was better also had them. And then it's funny that you bring up Space Marines 2 as well, because install the game to wait 1 hour to install. Okay, this is a legitimate complaint. Voice actor lip syncing is terrible. Okay, this person barely played the fucking game, but recently posted 0.5 hours. So I decided to form my own opinion. To me, it's a disappointing mess. Okay, so this person, it looks like they've actually played the game and genuinely don't like it. Why can I make a woman character that doesn't look like she has a beard stubble? Let me preface, I wanted this to be good. I really did. I love Dragon Age. Okay, so that person genuinely doesn't like it. Optimization issue, shader compilation. Woke game. Didn't even get an hour into the fucking game. So you customize your character and you got the fuck off. Companions are neither relatable nor interesting. Genuinely didn't like the game. So as y'all see, there's some people saying weird shit and there's some people who genuinely just dislike the game. But I wanted to say, not because not everybody has given this game a bad score, genuinely dislike the game. Anyway, let's read this other article that I wanted to add to this edition of DEI War. Cause fuck you weirdos. Research shows women prefer to play sexy characters. So remember when the whole controversy on Alloy happened and they were saying that Alloy wasn't based off a real woman. No women likes to be sexualized and play sexualized characters, da 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 da. We're gonna read along with this article, but I just wanted to read this article because it's so rare to hear about viewpoints from female gamers, because a lot of people love to pretend that only dudes, white dudes that are nerds, play video games. That stereotype still persists to this day. And it's yo, first off, just because you play video games, I don't mean you're obsessed with them. I always say it's okay if you're a casual gamer. Just don't be offended when I call you a casual gamer. It's not an insult, it's what you are. It's like if somebody's black and I'm going down a list and I have to read the race of every person on the list and I say your name, Johnny Smith, African American. You start flipping tables and throwing chairs. Why are you calling me African American? Because I'm reading everybody's race and you're African American and I'm at your name. Anyway, let's read further on. I'm going to read this whole article because usually their articles are short. Yep, this one's short too. A new study titled Examining How Sex Appeal Cues and Strength Cues Influence Impressions of Female Video Game Characters was recently published, which sought to examine how men and women reacted to sexualization in video games. Also, another thing about this is video games are supposed to be fantasy. So it doesn't matter if these body proportions are realistic or unrealistic. It's a fucking video game. I want to see something visually aesthetically pleasing. The experiment was set up using customizing characters in Soul Calibur 6? Yeah, Soul Calibur 6, with multiple characters being created to represent sexualization and strength in varying degrees. In this case, 4 characters were made to represent high sexualization and high strength, high sexualization and low strength, low sexualization and high strength, low sexualization and low strength. Do they have images of these characters? I'm assuming this is it. No. Okay, cool. Accept all. Get access. And that's how you get people to click off your fucking website, dipshit. Women would choose to play them when giving an opportunity. I would also have to see what their definition of low sexualization is, because Soul Calibur's art style and character design direction leads towards a lot of easily highly sexualized characters. So this could be like a skewered thing. And also the type of people that would want to play Soul Calibur would probably want to play the highly sexualized characters, because that's what their franchise is known for. So I would have to see the characters. Women would choose to play them when given an opportunity. Meanwhile, male players choose female characters who look strong. Also, what is your definition of look strong? Like function wise, the way that their gameplay looked? When speaking with SciPost, is this same funky ass article? Are they showing pictures? Nope. Hey, niche gamer, if I could give y'all some advice, because I know y'all are a small outlet, y'all need to add some more pictures to this shit besides the header picture, because like there's a lot of shit in here that I would want to see pictures of. Like, what the fuck were the characters? Now, take this with a grain of salt. If you didn't have any pictures to show, you should have specified that, but I'm not mad at you. I just want to say, like, with certain things like this, I think it would be great to show like a little image of the 4 characters they offer, so people can see for themselves what those people defined as highly sexual and not highly sexual. Also, how sexual a character is and looks is dependent on culture. Researcher Tyresa Lynch shared her thoughts on the premise of her experiment. Sexism pervades gaming. Yes. For example, game content overwhelmingly features male characters to the exclusion of central female or gender minoritized characters. Basically, it's rare that there's a woman or a Negro in a game, and when there is, you got a weird ass side of the internet going that's unrealistic! Shut your bitch ass up. Games that do feature female gender unfavorably stereotype and objectify these groups. For every, actually I don't want to say Lee, because the way he started in the back of that damn cop car. For what's a great well-written black character? Well, yeah, Lee was a great African American black written character. So for every Lee, there's 10 Coltrane's, and even some people would put Lee in the same category as Coltrane because of the way the game started with him in the back of the damn cop car. I don't mind it, but there's a lot of people that take offense to it. Like, really, nigga? Games that do feature and objectify these groups. Oh, for every Lee, there's a CJ, there's a Coltrane, there's a Franklin from, like CJ and Franklin from Grand Theft Auto. Like, to think of black characters that fit stereotypes, I'm gonna be able to make a way longer list than black characters who are just genuinely just regular black characters. Like, there's nothing wrong with having a thug black character here and there, but as often as we see it in gaming, it's like, all right, bro, we get it. An online gaming experience, you go online, people call you the N-word and all these other types of slurs. Men and boys target women, girls, and gender minoritized, as well as race minoritized individuals with sexist and harassing communication. She went to express surprise at the results of her first experiment in a series of 2 where men and women were asked to offer their opinions on the aforementioned character archetypes. Women surprisingly expressed dislike but also preferred sexualized characters. Basically, it's the same thing as what I always say with microtransactions. All you niggas complain about microtransactions, but I'll pull up your PSN account, your PSN purchase history, because we know you broke ass niggas still playing 2K on PS4. $100 worth of VC and 2K, $200 worth of VC and 2K, $25 worth of VC and 2K. It's like, bitch ass nigga, how many bills you gonna make and still suck at the fucking game? Game been out for 2 months, niggas got $2,000 spent in 2K. Bitch ass nigga, you still can't hit a layup. What the fuck you spent all that money for? I wasn't surprised by the fact that participants in our studies disliked the sexualized female characters. I think it's not even about dislike. A lot of them are going to express dislike because they're going to feel, basically they're going to feel social pressure to say like, oh, I don't like the sexualized characters while liking them on the low. Like, you know that famous gif of, I forgot who it was, like what his name was, excuse me, but the famous gif where dude is trying to hide behind a basketball net like a little bit outside of the camera frame and eat like his little piece of chicken or whatever. That's a lot of people when it comes to this shit. They say they shout up and down, "Oh, I would never buy a microtransaction in the game. I would never. And then this is them on the side, on the low, right outside the camera screen of society watching them, pressing a buy microtransaction button. I would never buy a microtransaction. I would never. It's like, yeah, all right, bro. Pull up that history. I think especially among younger generations who have grown up with social media and understanding, my brain won't allow me to pronounce that word. Like I can say the word in my head, but aloud, I'm gonna fuck it up. And understand how media perpetuate impossible beauty standards. We know there's increasing scrutiny and critique around sexual objectification. Yet Stellar Blade dropped this year and it was a top seller. That said, I was surprised to see that in our first study, women still selected the most sexualized character when asked which character they would choose to play. It's important. Also, another thing I would have to ask is, the people who you asked, were they FGC? How familiar were they with Soul Calibur? Because they might see the weapon that the character is holding in Soul Calibur and go, "Oh, I like that weapon." And if it's all you making different models of the same character, then it's like, ooh, that. Like I would have to see the way that they conducted this study to really be able to break it down. And cause they dumb as shit, their website has a pay gate on it. It's important to remember that this character was it's important to remember that this character was also rated as the most feminine, so it's possible that women are just selecting the character they identified with most with. That's also another thing. There's a lot of people who think that if someone who's a female doesn't dress as a girly girl and wear layers and dresses and go, "Oh my god, pink aesthetic this, pink aesthetic that, oh my god, that's so K-pop core," if they don't walk around saying that 24/7 that something's not feminine, it's like, bro, like, I'm not trying to be the nigga that sits here and mansplains femininity to you, but I know enough to know it's deeper than that. All right. Anyway, a second experiment in the same study had men and women actually play the character instead of just observing. The result was that women tended to identify the strong characters as more competent, while men appeared to be more open-minded and didn't significantly conflate a woman's physical stature with her competence. Like I said, I also need to know if these people were FGC or not, because that also matters. In recent years, and also I need to know their skill level and emotional attachment to Soul Calibur, because that also matters as well. In recent years, international agencies and governing bodies have become increasingly concerned about the representation of women in media. Most recently, the UN Committee on the UNC on the Elimination of Discrimination Against Women has criticized Japan for its depiction of women hypothetically contributing to violence against women and girls. Yeah, I disagree with that. Just because someone shows you a sexualized picture of a woman and whatnot, that doesn't mean that somebody should be violent towards women. To me, that gives me the same vibes as, oh, you dress like a hooker, that means people are just gonna expect you to put out. Like, no, dressing a certain way doesn't lower your likelihood to get raped, nigga. 100% of rape is done by a rapist. I don't give a fuck what you look like. If you see the ways that the woman looked at rapist rape, you'll be like, oh, this nigga has no taste. No, it's not about taste. A rapist is gonna be a fucking rapist regardless. Businesses such as Twitch have also been applying inconsistent standards. Okay, that's them trying to get more people to read their articles and whatnot. But yeah, I wanted to go over this, and I thought it was going to be more interesting stuff in here, but I would really have to like find something that really picks this apart more in depth so that I could really like get deeper into it and talk about it more, because what was given here wasn't enough. It's a lot of details about the experiment that I really need to understand in order to be able to critique it and whatnot. Because like I said, there's a lot of factors that aren't addressed in this article. Like, were the people FGC? If they're FGC, what's the familiarity level with 3D weapon-based fighting games? What was their familiarity with Soul Calibur specifically? Have they played any weapon-adjacent games like Samurai Showdown or anything like that? What is their typical type of game? do they not even play games at all? You just grab 5 random niggas off the street. You know, like the sample size is too small, and I don't have enough descriptors about the sample size. It's just because somebody is a gamer or somebody plays games, that don't mean that they're well experienced in all games of all types, you know? That being said, those are my articles for the day. We hit Control Shift Escape, and we close Opera GX. And we open up this funky ass Getting Over It game, and we try to get over it, man. We try to get over it. I'm gonna take a sip of water and sit down. Get out of here, Steam. Get out of here, Steam ad that I refuse to look at. Still mad I can't play Deathbound. My system. It's not fair, man. It's not fair. What do you mean not responding? Nope. Oh wait, forgot guys, I gotta clear off my desk. Hold on 1 second. Also, another second, I need to check Tiki-Taki.
The narrative that PCs are expected. That was crazy.